This is the Weather Xtreme video for Friday, June 8th. I'm James Spann. One more dry day today, then a very wet period coming up beginning over the weekend. Let's get in there and talk about it. We'll check some of the sky cam shots around the network at the insane hour of 5 a.m. Little daylight there showing up in Trussville. That's our sky cam overlooking Chalkville Mountain Road. There's the lights of the city of Gadsden. And a look at the campus of the University of Montevallo as the sun is coming up this Friday morning. Look very carefully. You'll see that upper low on the Texas coast that will be moving slowly east in coming days. That promises to really wet down the Gulf Coast states. As you'll see, in fact, early this morning, that's the radar at 5:03. Big storm clusters are off the Gulf Coast, down in the open waters, south of Gulf Shores and Orange Beach. Those will be moving onshore later today. Unfortunately, if you've got a beach trip coming up, it looks pretty wet down there for the next 4 or 5 days. But hey, you can always have fun on the Gulf Coast even when it rains. No severe weather with that rain today. In fact, we'll be dry today up north. 3 risks on the Canadian border. Tomorrow, again, all the action way up north. But look at this. Woo, boy, that's the QPF chart for the next 5 days. Valid through Tuesday evening of next week. And the bullseye is at Pensacola. That's 10.1 inches of rain. Wow, and really big numbers up into this part of Alabama as well. And this is very beneficial. Remember, we've got rain deficiencies of 3 to 7 inches around here. And my golly, a lot of that's going to be knocked out over the next 5 days. Maybe even some flooding issues. That's the excessive rainfall potential outlook, valid from Sunday morning until Monday morning. And the guys at HPC have a slight risk of flooding issues, rain exceeding flash flood guidance on the central Gulf Coast from southeast Louisiana over to Fort Walton Beach. So again, if you got a beach trip coming up, think wet. This is the GFS, the OZ run, valid at 1 o'clock today at 500 millibars. Of course, most of the serious wave action is up north, but that little upper feature is clearly showing up on the Texas coast, and down below that, weather in the Gulf is disturbed, but around here we stay dry today. Partly sunny, warm, mid to upper 80s. And we'll sure take that. Tomorrow, moisture starts to feed northward. I think we start the day dry with some sunshine tomorrow morning, but we'll bring in the chance of scattered storms tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow night. And Sunday just looks kind of wet. Cloudy, showers and thunderstorms likely. The GFS, the NAM are showing upper 80s. I don't know if we get out of the low 80s with the clouds and rain. And then Monday of next week, the upper low is kind of opening up into this open wave, but still there's excellent dynamic forcing, and Monday looks very wet with rain and storms likely. And again, I'd say we won't get past the low 80s. Tuesday, that deep tropical moisture goes nowhere. Showers and storms are still a pretty good possibility, maybe thinning out a little bit. And then Wednesday, drier air tries to approach from the north and west, but we're still in that moist axis. So again, scattered showers and storms. And then Thursday of next week, evidence we have a little drier air over North Alabama. And if that's right, that would be a drier day. And a week from today, again, the main westerlies are way to the north, as you might expect, and we are in somewhat drier air, but there's a surface low developing. That's still this reflection of this feature that's over Tallahassee, Florida. And we'll kind of keep an eye on that. In fact, 4 days later, that thing is still there. This is June 19th. The surface low is just west of Tampa Bay, and this would suggest heavy rain to the east of that. And we'll have to, of course, watch for tropical development here. You know, the water's awfully warm down there. And finally, on June 21st, that feature moves up into the Tennessee Valley. So the weather just looks unsettled for a while. This is the end of the forecast on the 23rd. The 588 ridge covers much of the southern states, but again, note that little vortex underneath that. So again, that would suggest kind of warm and muggy with some chance of showers and storms. So it looks like for the next couple of weeks, temperatures below average, rain above average for the state, which is rather odd for June. That's it for the Weather Xtreme video today. I'll be on the road to Gadsden later today, so just one video today. Brian Peters will have the videos tomorrow and Sunday. My next video will be Monday morning at 7. And don't forget to watch us on ABC 3340 News this evening at 4, 5, 6, and 10 on the live stream or the television side. Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful weekend, and God bless.
The first thing you've got to understand, you cannot rely on an outdoor siren. You cannot hear those inside a home, a building, a church. It won't work. You've got to get something inside your house. That's a weather radio or maybe a smartphone app. We work with a company that's developed a wonderful weather radio app for Android phones and iPhones. It knows where you are, and if you're in a tornado warning polygon, you get the warning. And if you're not, you don't. It's an effective device, and it's a great way to be sure you get the warning.